All right, off to Black Friday. It is the Raiders on the road at the Chiefs. This is 12.5 to 13 out there in favor of the Chiefs. A 42.5 total here in this one. Mo, you said you're on the wrong side of this one. What did you put in the account?
So I don't write it anymore. I used to write. Now I edit the look ahead article at the lines. I took the Raiders plus 11.5 last week. Starting to move in my direction. I don't have like the worst of it by far at this point. It was 13. I think 12 is the most common number I saw earlier, so not terrible for me, but I don't think it's like the worst play for me here. This is mostly injury related. I think it's mainly based on the fact that Gardner Minshew is out. I don't think anybody sees a ton of difference between these quarterbacks, but I think there is a difference. I've seen Gardner Minshew win multiple NFL games. Yes, he has his stink bombs as well. What backup quarterback doesn't? But I think he's more talented than Aiden O'Connell, and that's who we're probably going to see under center here. Every report
I guess they came out and said, I guess they came out this morning and said, so long as he can go, it's going to be Aiden O'Connell. So
and it's not like one of those soft tissue injuries where they got to test it out. Basically, if he can grip a football, he's playing.
Yeah,
he broke his thumb, so he's going to go. I think. Am I excited? No. Aiden O'Connell is atrocious. We saw this man beat the Chiefs last year on Christmas, I believe, without completing a pass in the second half, if memory serves. So that was interesting, to say the least. But obviously, I don't think that's going to be the case here. But you are seeing a Chiefs defense that I think is having some issues. I called this basically when Jalen Watson got hurt, and it has been as bad as I feared, unfortunately. Not that Jalen Watson is any kind of an amazing player. I think he's just basically a league average corner, but man, that is a massive step up from the guys that are coming in at this point. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Nazee, I don't know what his name is. As soon as he stepped onto the field, I knew there was going to be issues because I had never seen that name before, and I am a massive Chiefs fan. I watch basically every snap of every Chiefs season, and it's been really bad. Teams are just targeting him over and over. Bryce Young was cooking him last week. And then this other guy, Roland Wallace, was playing. I don't even know if he's still in there. The Chiefs are digging deep at corner right now, and it's not good. And I just feel like the Raiders can probably – people are going to be open. Like Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers. The Chiefs have had trouble covering tight ends all year. Nick Bolton, as good as he is against the run at times and at blitzing, he is not a good coverage linebacker. And the Chiefs safeties, they can be decent. Justin Reed is beatable, I think, especially, though, in coverage. So – people are going to be open. If the Chiefs aren't getting a ton of pressure, which they haven't been lately, then I think Aiden O'Connell can complete a few passes. Now this Chiefs offense is playing better, though. I will say that they are looking much crispier now, and they might be rounding into form. That concerns me. Also the fact that almost to the year anniversary of that disgusting performance against the Raiders, and I think, I didn't really expect the Chiefs to pull out much in that last game. I took the Raiders. They covered. If the Chiefs have a chance to run it up, I think they might here. So that's a concern for me as well.
Yeah, is there a correlation in your mind between wanting the Raiders and also taking an under as well? Because I think if this is high scoring, it's probably not going well for the Raiders, right?
Yeah, like high scoring in this game probably means the Chiefs are over 30 points.
Yeah.
Probably going to have a tough time covering at that point. I would say there's probably some correlation there. I mean, obviously there's a chance with, a backdoor cover, stuff like that. We did see the Chiefs defense really struggle down the stretch, containing a pretty poor Panthers passing game. So I'm worried. But
it's like we said last week, Mo, and I think we were kind of dead on with all of that, which, by the way, if you guys watched the show last week, we just won everything. It was a great week. It was my best week in 3 years, actually. So it was a good week. So we're hoping to keep that rolling here. you said this, and it's just the truth. It's like Andy Reid just doesn't have that Dan Campbell in him where like he didn't care about winning at margin, and he doesn't care about whatever. It's like you win the game and you kind of move on, and it like is what it is. And again, this thing's touching 13 now. We know that favorites get bet. I don't know if this doesn't touch 13.5 before it's all said and done, before we see like real huge, pro money come in back in on the other side or something, because all the casuals are going to definitely back the Chiefs in this thing. And so I just don't have a ton of confidence in backing the Chiefs at massive numbers, because it's just like we have enough sample size here to see that it's just the anti-Lions, right? Like they don't keep the foot on the gas. They will kind of just slow it down, and they will kind of just take the win and move on. And so, yeah, man, out at 13, I mean, you can see 13 at DraftKings, you 13 at MGM, 13 at Caesars. I mean, that's a big number. You got to win about 14 points in the NFL.
There's no quarterback better at not scoring, but winning the game on the last drive than Patrick Mahomes. Like, I can't count the number of times the Chiefs have kneeled it out on the opposing 20. I mean, happens all the time. So, yeah, if I don't expect the Chiefs to run it up, but I think it wouldn't stun me if they did. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, only because of all of the offseason trash talk and whatever else. Like
there is that.
But
right?
I just think any deep shots and such, that's going to happen while the game's somewhat in question. So. Mm-hmm. They do seem committed to taking these shots at this point, which I like. They do seem like they want to get Xavier Worthy at least 2 or 3 deep targets a game, which I like. They haven't been successful targets for the most part, but I would look to that as well. If you are a fan of alt props, this Raiders secondary is probably beatable. At some point, some of these 40-yard completions are going to get caught, and if they are caught, there's definitely a chance he's going to keep running.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Xavier Worthy interests me here, but overall, I'm holding the bag on 11.5, I think, is what I got, but I'm okay with it.